There are three main types of leashes you can take with you when you are taking your dog for a walk in the park that really can make the difference in the walk that you're having with your dog. Now, the first is going to be your normal standardized leash. This is just a regular length leash, and we want it to have traffic handles, at least one traffic handle, but the more the better when it comes to these standard leashes. Typically, we like to see a padded handle up at the top and a padded traffic handle down closer to your dog. This allows you to hold the long leash in one hand and the traffic handle if you need to control your dog and get them a little bit closer to you. So you can give them a little bit of space to run around near you or to walk next to you freely, but you also have that traffic handle if you need to communicate with them a little bit clearer, if you need to pull them into you, if you need to get them away from a situation. And we like that these traffic handles are padded because otherwise it's going to rub against your skin, on your hands, on your arms, on your fingers, and it's just not comfortable. I spent a lot of years with my previous dogs using just normal leashes without traffic handles. In fact, I don't even think they made those back in the day. And when I discovered that they had padded traffic handles, it was a game changer for me. So I always have a slightly long standard leash. So it's not long, but it is like a little bit longer. So they have a little space and freedom to walk next to me as I'm walking my dogs. And this is the typical leash that we're going to be using when we're out and about doing things. But as I'm right now training my puppies to be good walkers in public, I'm actually using two leashes at the same time. And that brings me to our second option. The second one is a hands-free leash. Now, this is not for everybody. If you are not physically able to use a hands-free leash, please don't do that. A hands-free leash is going to clip either around your waist or across your chest and then attach to your dog. That means you do not have to hold on to the leash. It is wrapped around your body and your body is doing the managing of that leash. You can then grab onto a traffic handle if it has it and you can move around that way. Now, I really like my hands-free leash that goes around my waist because that gives me any pull or any tension right around my hips. And that is where I'm going to be the strongest with my core. If it was around my chest, it could potentially pull me forward with my shoulders. And I don't like that. I'm also not built for things to go across the front of me. And so I very much like it around my waist because it keeps me grounded. It lowers that center of gravity a little bit. And even with both of my puppies attached to me, they do not pull me over. I am physically capable and strong enough to maintain an upright position with that. So if your dog is much stronger than you or much bigger than you or has a ton of angst or is likely to run, you want to be careful that you are not using a hands-free leash if you cannot physically do it because they could easily pull you over and then drag you, and that would be a bad thing. So for me, I like to use, because I'm training my puppies right now, they're still learning how to walk in public. I really like the hands-free leash to just clip onto me and have it there. I don't use it. I don't use the traffic handles. I don't communicate through that. That is just in case anything were to happen and I were to drop the standard leash. If something scared them or if, my hands glitched or something and I dropped it, I'm still connected to the puppy that I'm walking, which is really important to me and gives me a lot of peace of mind. But I also have the ability to use this when they get a little bit older. If I don't want to carry a leash, I can then have my phone to be filming videos of them. I can then run with them without jerking on a leash because I'm holding it in my hand. It's really good for people who are a little more on the active side or people who have a very chill dog that is not going to be pulling or struggling to just be able to walk without having to constantly manage a leash. So I really like the idea of a hands-free leash. I use it at the beach all of the time. It is a total game changer for me. But now that we started doing our park walks, I really like to have both the standard leash and the hands-free leash attached to my dogs just in case for peace of mind. It's also really nice if I am documenting them and I need my hands to work the cameras or to get their water bowl out so they can get a drink. I can just drop those leashes and they're still attached to me with a hands-free leash. Now, another one that I really like and is important if you have a dog who is active and you have the space to allow them to do this is a long leash. I'm talking 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet long leash. And this is something that is going to be a little bit bulkier to carry. So this is not something you necessarily want to do all the time, every time, because you're going to have to loop it around your arm. You're going to have to carry a big bulky bit of rope or leash or whatever for your dog. But then when you have space, when there's nobody around, when there's an open field the dogs are permitted on, because not all parks allow dogs on like athletics fields and things like that, but there are going to be spaces where they will have the ability to run up ahead of you or kind of hang out off to the side or go into a field and sniff around. And you want to have that long leash there so that they can run and play because you're not going to be able to keep up with them at all times. Both of my new puppies really like to run, and I try my best to run alongside of them. But no matter how fast I run, my little 1-year-old and almost 1-year-old puppy are going to outrun me. And so they are constricted by my ability to run as fast as I can, even though it's not as fast as them. And they have to stop when I get tired or when something gets in my shoe, or if I'm seeing a muddy section on the path and I don't want to run through that and slide. They're connected to me, so they can only go so far and only do so much. By having a long lead, they're then able to have a little bit of space that I can still control. So if something happens, I can rein them back in. So I have not taken our long lead over to the park yet. We just started our park walks at the time I'm recording this. So we've done, I think, 3 park walks now. And I think the next time I take them out, as long as it's a nice day, we've had some bad weather, but the next nice day, I'm actually going to be taking our long lead with us so that they can run and be free. So I'm looking for things that are water resistant, easy to clean, are not going to pick up smells or a lot of dirt, and very easy for me to function with. I have videos on long leashes that you can check out as well. So those are 3 leashes you can take to the park to make your park walks more effective for you and your dog. We actually have more recommendations. If you want to hear about them, go ahead and let me know down below. And I have a full playlist on harnesses, on leashes, and on enrichment tools and technology that will help you to expand what you're doing with your dog. Following for daily videos helping you navigate the world of dog parenthood to make this the best life for you and your pup possible. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.